We turn our focus now to efforts by the private sector to upskill the youth and subsequently alleviate the burden of unemployment by creating jobs. For this conversation, we are joined virtually by Old Mutual Insure's Human Capital Executive, Sungeetha Sewpersad. Welcome and thank you so much for your time this morning, Sungeetha. Let's first talk about this partnership with Gifts Africa. It's one to be lauded, especially as a private sector seeks to close this gap in youth unemployment in South Africa.
Good morning, Tumisang, and absolutely, our partnership with Gifts seeks to alleviate the skills gap that we currently face in the South African financial services industry. And Old Mutual Insure is taking proactive steps by making sure that we close that gap within our own company by ensuring we upskill and continuously reskill our organization, but taking it much further to ensure that our unemployed matriculants have learnerships that they can be employed into via our organization, and we equip them with skills so that they can find future fit employment. And thirdly, addressing the critical skills shortage in our IT and actuarial sectors, for example, because brain drain is on top of our minds consistently over the last 2 years. And we want to close that gap by developing those skills in-house, not just for corporates, but making sure that we start to flood the South African financial services industries with skills which we can utilize across South Africa.
At the core of this is having identified the exact needs of the financial sector where upskilling the youth is concerned, particularly when we think of creating a future workspace. Talk to us more about that element.
When we look at what the future world of work looks like, we have to consistently solve for skills that we have never heard of. And in partnering with the Graduate Institute of Financial Services, which is a leading educator in this industry, we are ensuring that we remain relevant from a local to a global level by equipping the youth of South Africa with skills that they will grow into. By upskilling and reskilling existing members in our organization, we ensure that they also pass on the IP to our youth who bring in that fresh blood and fresh thinking into the organization. We provide the infrastructure, and Gifts provides us with the global view in terms of what we should be developing so that we remain future fit as corporates in South Africa.
What then is the long-term view, because sustainability is going to be key here?
It's a call to action for all corporates to jump on board and ensure that we continuously invest in the youth. We definitely cannot be doing this as a single corporate. Old Mutual Insure is leading the way and opening the path for youth to enter our organizations. And no longer are we saying that you need to have degrees or diplomas to do so. We are saying that we are willing to invest in you if you have a matric, and other corporates need to do that as well so that we enable our youth to find future fit employment so that we keep our communities alive, but more importantly, we create that sustenance for our country and our sustainability of our beautiful country.
On that point, who then qualifies to benefit from a program of this nature?
Anyone that has a matric certificate is welcome to apply for any one of our programs. We don't do this just on an annual basis and on a single intake. We do this multiple times a year where we ensure that there is continuous inflow and outflow into the organization so that we start to slowly flood the market with critical skills that we require to keep our economy going. As our Tata Madiba fondly said, that education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. Old Mutual Insure and Gifts are bringing it right home to South Africa because we believe that we need to start doing this for our country and for our people.
Thank you so much for having given us your time. That is Sungeetha Sewpersad, who is an executive at Old Mutual Insure, talking to us this morning about that program to upskill South African youth as well as creating jobs.